2 French provincial dressers for under 40 bucks. Let's go. I was on the hunt for some furniture at my local Goodwill because I have an upcoming brand collaboration with Goodwill. And when I found these 2 French provincial beauties, let me tell you, the gasp. Because if you are not really a stranger to the furniture painting world, these 2 beauties are a rare find. Let me tell you, like a unicorn just hanging out in the thrift store. And not only did I find 2 of them, but I found 2 of them for under $40. That is pretty much unheard of. So let's take these 2 little cuties home and get them ready for some paint, because I will be painting these in a whimsical Mad Hatter vibe and then donating them back to my local Goodwill. It's all part of a brand collaboration to show off the brand new store in Short Pump in Richmond, Virginia. The Short Pump location has had a big revamp and the inside is looking like a boutique. Now that we have got them home, we need to decide on a color scheme. There's going to be a little bit of extra prep work in the 2 of these pieces because they are a laminate style material, and that definitely will require some bonding boss. But let's go big or go home, because these 2 need to be a showstopper piece. We are going to go bright, we're going to go bold, and we're going to use a ton of color. First things first, every piece that enters my home gets a full inspection and a clean inside and outside with white lightning. This is going to remove any dirt, oils, grease, and grime from your projects. I will reuse the original hardware that's on the front of these 2 beauties because it's actually really pretty and it fits in with the time period of the furniture. All right, let's have a little talk about some proper prep, because even though these 2 little dressers are made from wood, the top pieces on French Provincial is most likely a laminate type material. And if you just went ahead and put your paint right on top of that plastic-like surface, it is definitely not going to stick. So that means we are going to use our bonding boss today. Bonding Boss is kind of a 2-in-1 primer. You've got your built-in stain blocker, so that's going to prevent any tannins or bleed through, as well as your primer that is for adhesion. This is where the Bonding Boss is going to come into play with that slick and shiny surface. These dressers are yellowed and stained from years of wear and tear. So this Bonding Boss in gray is going to prime and prep the area and get it ready for paint. It's also going to block any stains or tannins that might come through my paint and onto the surface. When I apply my Bonding Boss, I do not like to reuse my foam roller. So I'm going to apply 2 even coats, waiting approximately 2 to 4 hours in between coats of Bonding Boss, and then dispose of my foam roller in the garbage. So if you have any areas that cannot be covered by the foam roller because it's kind of like an intricate design, you can use a disposable chip brush or a disposable synthetic chip brush. And don't forget, you're going to have to wait 24 hours before you begin to paint. You need to let this cure up before the paint goes on top of this surface. And a little handy dandy hack is the fact that you're going to use less amounts of paint when painting over top of Bonding Boss, because your surface is nice, uniform, and a gray color. This Bonding Boss I'm using is gray in color, but it does come in clear as well. And let me tell you, I have put that clear Bonding Boss on the inside surface of a stinky dresser because that dresser smelled terrible. So using that Bonding Boss in clear really locked in that odor and you can't smell anything anymore. I am spray painting the hardware in a little bit of a gold formula. Listen, this isn't my favorite gold. I've run out of my favorite gold, so I'm using my backup, but it still will do the trick. Whenever possible, I try and reuse original hardware. I feel like it just fits better with the piece. If you were to add some different hardware on French Provincial, it always looks weird. So what's the plan for this little cutie? Well, I'm going to base my entire project around this fantastic transfer. This is the Roses of Red transfer. It's super whimsical, a little bit Alice inspired, and a lot of fun. So we are gonna go purples, we're gonna go stripes, we're gonna do all the fun things, and I hope that you enjoy my little makeover today. Now that I have picked my theme, I've got my trusty shop dog Stella to hang out with me and get ready to paint. We're gonna do a little bit of ombre blending. What is ombre blending? Well, it's just a fancy pants word for pushing two colors together to create a seamless design. This little faded ombre blend is going to go from a darker purple into a lighter purple. The two purple colors that I'm using today, Lucky Lavender and Amethyst. Keep a separate brush for each color and then dampen the brush as you move along to blend it together. I'm going to blend the top color up into Fluff, which is a basic white. Okay, so let's pretend that each part of this dresser, like each drawer, each side, the tops, it's kind of like a little tiny piece of art. So each piece is going to be a little bit different, but together they're going to match and combine well. So on the top drawer, I will just do 2 even coats of Fluff, which is kind of like a creamy white. If you feel like your primer has little lumps or bumps, sometimes it gets a little gritty, you can smooth it out with a piece of sandpaper before you begin to paint. So painting these two dressers as a set, which means the only thing different is the initial top drawer on the piece that I'm working on. Everything else is going to be the same from one piece to the other. So this drawer itself got 2 even coats of Fluff as well. Whenever I do a Mad Hatter kind of whimsical look, I like to really base the colors I'm using off of the transfer that I'm applying. So if you look really closely at the transfer that I'm using, you're going to see the same color palette, just mixed in the transfer. The only thing that's really different on this piece is that really bright purple. So I'm going to consider the purple my accent color and then move into Holy Guacamole for the bottom drawer. What would Mad Hatter or Alice down the rabbit hole be without some stripes? Let's stripe up the top 2 drawers of this project. I'm using simple painter's tape from Lowe's, and once I put it down, I do clear coat it to get the best, crispiest lines. While that clear coat gets dry, let's work on the tiny little stripes on the top. Using my tiny little artisan brushes, I'm going to do a little white and black stripe that is going to match the middle drawer. And I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, she's doing way too much. But listen, I'm always a little bit extra. Why shouldn't these 2 donation pieces be absolutely fantastic? I want to impress the Goodwill and blow their socks off with a beautiful Mad Hatter vibe. Well, that gets dry, we're going to move on to some gold. This is Gold Digger, which is a moonshine metallic. This paint itself is a little bit thinner. You might find that you need to apply a couple coats to get the coverage that you're looking for. On top of the Fluff that we applied and then stuck our blue tape onto, we are going to come in with some Anchor. This is a beautiful black color from the Silk All-in-One Mineral Paint line. The only reason I'm using this versus Caviar is because it was closer to grab with my hand. Both would work completely the same. I will let you know though that you can remove the tape while the paint is still wet. I actually find that it works better to remove it while the paint is still wet. And because I primed that tape with a little bit of clear coat before I began, we are going to get some crispy, sharp lines. There's absolutely no bleed through on this tape so far. I use the same blue painter's tape and then a little bit of clear coat to do some Harlequin kind of diamonds on the top of this piece. Because the edges are gilded in gold, I thought that this would be a nice contrast to the striped base. And really, other than measuring left to right and finding the exact center of the project, there's no hack to this. You just have to really get out your knife and make sure that those little tape lines line up well. All right, it's starting to come together. We are getting ready to add our transfer to this project. Since I only have one transfer for 2 dressers, I'm going to cut up all the little bits and parts and plan out my piece with some blue painter's tape, making sure I'm getting the same amount of playing cards and design on both sets. Once I have planned out my piece on both sets of drawers, I'm going to apply the red roses to the top along with the tiny clock. This transfer might be discontinued on the Dixie Belle website. I'm going to try and link it here in the video to an Etsy shop that should have some in stock. So if you see it fly by here on the screen, make sure that you buy it because it's no longer available at Dixie Belle Paint. So when it's gone, it's gone. You might find one at your local Dixie Belle retailer, which if you go to the Dixie Belle Paint website, there should be a tab at the top to find your local Dixie Belle retailer. The one drawer on the top had some ink stains, so I painted it in a little bit of Plum Crazy and then added some transfer scraps from another one that I had left over. And after all of these transfers have been applied to my project, I can seal the entire piece with clear coat in satin. That's going to lock down my transfers and protect my work. If you have never used a transfer before, I'm going to do this part here in real time so that you can see how easy it is to put them down onto your work. All you need to do is peel off the backing paper and then push that image down onto your project using the enclosed burnishing tool to release it from the plastic sheet and onto your work. They are a ton of fun because you can layer them, cut them up, and design them as you wish. And I was super impressed because you could barely see any of the stripes underneath the red roses. They're super opaque. So after I finished trimming everything in gold and then I sealed my entire work with Dixie Belle's clear coat and satin, I could put back on that original hardware. And then after I took the most beautiful pictures and video, I decided to load them up into my car and take them back to the Goodwill. This was all part of the master plan behind the brand collaboration that I did with Goodwill for Instagram. So hopefully I made somebody's happy day when they walked into the Goodwill and found this set. Because let me tell you, this set right here would most definitely be priced better at the Goodwill than I would sell it for myself. I hope that you enjoyed this wild and whimsical, colorful makeover. I had a ton of fun creating these for the Goodwill in Short Pump, Richmond, Virginia. It just goes to show you that you never know what you might find when you pop into your local Goodwill to do just a little bit of thrift shopping.